Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're here for yet another league race, and this time we're at Baku for WOR round 3, and this is my debut in WOR. I'm the first reserve of tier 3, and the first two races we had a full grid, so sadly I couldn't take part in those, but we're here for Baku. And yeah, not much practice, had about half an hour, so roughly 10 laps, a bit more maybe. So just gonna try and survive, really get some points and have a good and fun debut. So right now we join on my first qualifying lap. As you can see, 14 minutes to go. Now 0.9 first is decent for a banker, but you see we hit the wall there. So that's not ideal. As banker is always just trying to get a lap in, a delta. You can see we don't do an I am stupid like Charles Leclerc did in 2019, which was pretty surprising. As you see, we will do that over the course of this video. As the Alpine moves out of the way there, could have gone a bit earlier, but it's fine. Into the penultimate proper corner, clip the inside curb, which is not ideal. You want to miss that curb. We have a 0.4 split. No idea if it's good or bad because I don't remember to the point of doing this voiceover. But at the end of lap 1, it's been a semi-decent lap. Sector 1 was good, and then Sector 2 we had 2 mistakes. And Sector 3 is basically one corner, so you can see Maloney's out. Looks like he binned it. So it's a free position for us. We set at 39.5, and it's okay, but it's not great as we now head on to our final lap. Brake just before the 100-meter board on the curb. Fourth gear, don't touch the inside curb, but use as much of the track as you can on the exit. Brake just before the 50-meter board. Don't clip the curb, and stay in fourth gear for the whole corner of turn number 2. As we now head down to turn number 3, again a 90-degree corner. Brake at the 100-meter board, fourth gear. Use all of the curb at the apex and the exit. As you can see, it's just fast flowing, really 90-degree corners. As we end sector 1, it's a 34.999. So this first sector was actually worse than our first sector on our first lap, which is great. As we now head into the tightest section of the circuit, we messed that corner up, and then into here we send it, but we do an I am stupid and get damage. So that's the end of quali, and yeah, P11 for us. Not ideal, but I didn't expect much more. Also worth saying, we've got a sprint race as we head straight into it. 5 red lights and we're underway. Everyone's on mediums, no one's on softs that don't last 9 laps. And we're just gonna play it safe. You can see we're on the outside of Tristan. Bit of contact, but it's fine. We hold our position. We have another look around the outside, but we stay behind for now, or will we overtake him? Not sure. We're alongside into turn 3, but then we decide to play it nice and slowly, rather safe than sorry, and we're gonna give up the position on the exit of turn 3. So the sprint is 9 laps, the main race is 26 laps. So now we skip to lap number 3. Into turn 3, you can see an Alpine behind, pins it at turn 2, and we get a virtual safety car. Which didn't really impact our race much, but anyway. Lap number 4 then, we've got Tristan ahead of us in P10. As you can see, he makes a big mistake through the penultimate corner, which puts us right on the back of him. So we're now going to try and set up a good exit so we can hopefully get past the Williams. Because we had the pace, he just dropped out of the DRS range, which is really not ideal as we lose a ton of time on this track without DRS. Even if there's only 2 DRS zones, they're absolutely massive. So you can see we use our battery, we use the DRS, and we absolutely fly past him. And so does Ivan behind. Because you can see as I look up our inside, we actually leave the space, so I don't get taken out, but we stay ahead, which is good, as I think they're side by side into turn 2 behind us, and they're still going side by side, meaning we get some air, breathing air behind us. As now up ahead, we've got Dustin 1.5 seconds ahead. on lap 5, so just past halfway in the sprint race. But then again, we go in deep into the castle section and pick up some damage, which is really not ideal. I think quali, it doesn't really matter, but in the race, it's really gonna hurt us. So end of lap 5, on to lap 6. Ivan goes for the overtake, as he now just slot in behind. There's no point fighting since we've got the damage, so I just don't want to drop back further ideally. And we skip to the end of the race. Andres Lopez has an insane pace. He wins it, the sprint race. As you can see, I'm speaking with Dustin in the background as we were in a call during the race. But yeah, P11 to P11, we now jump into the main race as we've got 5 red lights for the main race. Now, worth noting, we started on mediums. Dustin and I both chose the mediums, while many other drivers chose to start on the hards, which is what you normally do on this game. But we went for the mediums, and you'll see why soon. As just maintaining position, not getting wing damage is very crucial. Bit of a bad exit, but that is absolutely fine. As we maintain position for now. As you can see, Dustin actually warned me there to be careful because there's probably going to be a lot of carnage up ahead. As the McLaren goes a bit wide, goes defensive, we brake late, go right round the outside, and it's a beautiful move. We pick up the traction, and that is a beautiful move up into P10. We go a bit deep, but that's fine as we didn't really lose much. So already 1 position gained. And then on lap 4, you can see we're up to P6 because people dropped like flies. And then the Alpine bended into the wall. And now we've got this full course safety car. And that is why we started on mediums. So basically, we can now serve our one and only mandatory pit stop in this race and go onto the hard tires and then go all to the end, all the way to the end without another pit stop, while everyone that started on hards will still have to make a pit stop. So we started the race in P11. We come now in for our one and only pit stop, as I just said. We nailed the turn in. Not really difficult, but it's crucial because you can lose a second. And you can see we exit the pit lane in P10. And 5 laps ago we started the race in P11, sorry. But we've already made our pit stop. So this is absolutely massive for our race. As from here it's just about making it to the end, really. I haven't done practice, so I don't know how bad the wear is. But we'll see how bad it is towards the end of the race. So here we go then, safety car restart. Tax ahead of me, he was on hards, but now he went on to mediums. So he's on a very interesting strategy. Assuming he will pit again for mediums or softs, because mediums won't make it 20 laps. You can see we almost get into pushed into the wall by Maloney there. As we're now on the outside for 32, we try and make the move stick, and we actually do. We get beautiful traction. And that is us up into P9. Now if you're wondering, Dustin is behind us because he had a spin early on lap 3 out of turn 1, I think. So if he wouldn't have had that spin, he would have been right with us. Now you can see up ahead, Seb let Tax through. One thing is that he's on older tires, the other thing is he's his teammate, and the third variable is that Seb is a reserve and he let the full-time driver of Tax go. So we let Candy King go, he's on mediums. And then next lap we let Maloney pass. Now this wasn't great because he started on hards, so his tires were actually worse than us. You can see I did try fighting it around the outside of turn 1, which we held pretty nicely. But then here I just decided to let him go because I didn't want to fight and drop out of the DRS train again like I did in the sprint race. As next lap, next person overtaking us, now it's Jack Dan. Now I think he had an incident lap 1, so he started on hards, box lap 1 went on to mediums, so he's on pretty old mediums as well. Now his pace wasn't that great, I had more ERS than him and better pace, so you can see his light is flashing 5 laps later, and we overtake him for P8. As you can see there, Andres Lopez was into the pit lane for mediums, so it was basically Lopez and Alexander Dimas. You can see P5, P6 well ahead of us, like well ahead of the whole pack once they pitted. So we overtook everyone besides those two. So you can see they'll have so much more pace. I just let him go because I know there's no point fighting. And then he also absolutely pulls away. And then Dimas also passed us, so that was it. But then you can see we're P4, but now Tax still stays out. So he's done 15 laps on that set of mediums. So here, Dustin and I noticed that he must be going to the end, because there's no point boxing lap 23. Those mediums are absolutely dead. As you can see, the traction we have over him is insane. You can see Dustin 7.5 seconds back. That's exactly because of the spin. And then we jump onto the last lap already. We've got 76% tire wear on the rear right. No puncture, luckily. And across the line, it's going to be P3 for a WOR debut, which I was very happy with for basically no practice.